Yeah, although your voice, if you're, yeah, so on.
There we are, we're live. Welcome back to Motive Racing for another night of racing here at Daytona Road Course. You're joined with Honey Badger and another new commentator, which is good to see this evening. You're joined with Emo Guy. How are you this evening, mate?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
I'm alright, mate. So obviously you were meant to be racing tonight, but you've decided to sit this one out. What have you been practicing? Have you seen anyone out practicing? What are your thoughts for tonight?
Yeah, I've seen one or two people practicing Pro Fubby and Pro Alpha. Saw them out. They've been putting in some really consistent and really good times. So I'll be watching out for them too tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see. We have got a full field this evening. Obviously, this being our Tier 2, we have got our Tier 1 race coming up later. So stay tuned for that. I think Seb is going to join us in the commentating booth for that one as well. So another broadcaster to come. And I'll just edit this. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're just watching now our drivers just warming their tyres up before starting flying laps. We do have a full grid, as we say. Should be an interesting one this evening. Obviously, with it being the road course, it does make for a twisty track, but also that long oval around the outside, mixing things up with gear ratios. So we're just joined on board now with Pro Fubby as he's on his current lap, just about to come through the chicane on the back straight, shifting down those gears, trying to hit those apexes perfectly, keeping as much speed as he can.
It's so easy to mess up that chicane as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of places you can get a slow down on that chicane, so we'll have to keep an eye on who invalidates the laps and who keeps them. So some of you watching at home might know that this is the last race of the season for the GT5s here at Daytona Road Course. The current standings are Stefano leading his way with 102 points. Just behind we have Deck Paint with 76. Very close behind we have Eris Umbro, only 1 point behind with 75. Then we've got Bowie on 71. So it looks like it's going to be very close this evening for second position, or even first if Sebas doesn't have a good evening. In fifth place we've got Kurt Hodgson with 63. Sixth we've got Pro Fubby with 52. Smoky Devil in seventh with 34 points. Evan in eighth on 28 points. Pro Alpha in ninth with 25 points. James in 10th with 24. Mango in 11th with 23, Gypsy George in 12th with 22, and Mizon bringing up the rear, currently on no points unfortunately. So like we say, it's going to be a very interesting night. With this being a one race, which is 30 minutes, it's all going to come down to who crosses the line first, especially for that second position in the championship, depending how Sebas Stefano's race goes. What do you think is going to happen tonight then, Emo? Who's going to wrap up the championship?
I feel like Deck Payne, he is a very talented driver, and if he can get, if he can, definitely get a good start on pole, if he can get his times up, which currently hasn't set any times, then I feel like he could definitely be in for a chance.
Well, yeah, definitely. We have seen throughout the season here in Tier 2 and Tier 3 that he's showing he is at the top of the championships for all of the championships we've got going at the moment. He is up there, so he does have talent.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, the other third position is 1 point behind, the fourth's only 4 points behind, so it's going to be close. Obviously, the top 6 are going to go through to the Tier 1 for next season, so obviously that battle's going to be big as well to get into that Tier 1.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a lot of capable drivers here tonight. It's just all about getting up there, putting in some good lap times, and kind of everything consistent, especially on this track where it's so tight.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised at the moment. I haven't seen anyone on the cameras working together and slipstreaming to try and get themselves 1-2. We did see that in the Clios the other night with Bowie and G coming in right at the end and getting on 1-2 in qualifying. So we'll have to keep an eye on that with 7 minutes to go here, qualifying at Motive Racing. If you do like what you see, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to have a look on our Facebook page where there is a link to our Discord server if you'd like to sign up for Season 2. Entries are now open. We do have 2 new championships starting next season, which is the GT3s and the LMP2s. Alongside that, we are looking to start a Dirt 2 championship and obviously looking to start more in the future. Yeah, so 6.5 minutes to go now. It's looking very close at the front with the father and son currently sitting 1-2. Sebas Tavano in third at the moment. Deck Payne and Kurt battling it out for 4th position, very close, 1/10 between those pair. Bowie currently sat in the pits. It's very unfortunate. I don't know what he's doing at the moment, but he is 22 seconds off the pace, so I don't know what's going on with him. There we go, just coming across the line. Sebas Stefani puts it on pole at the moment, provisional pole for Sebas. 2.5 tenths up over Pro. Don't know which Pro it is at the moment. A Pro Alpha, is that father, Emo guy, or is it son?
I believe the Alpha is the father and Bobby is the son.
There we go. So there's half a second between our top 3 at the moment. It does look like we've got a close race here at Motive Racing. Obviously, this being our Tier 2, we do have the faster boys to come later on. That should be around 8 o'clock. So make sure to stick around for that race.
Oh, Sebas goes off.
Pushing as much as he can there. Unfortunately, isn't able to stick. Obviously, we did change the time for this race. We didn't want the track to be too warm. Stop battling for these boys. So we did change it to a night time. Obviously, the track is cold at the moment for qualifying, but it is due to warm up for the race.
With how sensitive these cars can be on these corners, it's so easy to catch a curb and just spit that out.
Yeah, definitely. These have no downforce, I don't think.
No, absolutely zero. Just out to see if Alpha can try and take that pole position.
I've just seen a comment from Foulguest Emo. Apparently your mic's echoing. I don't know why.
I have no idea why. I don't know. So.
I'll listen to it and come back.
Oh, big collision on our with Pro Alpha.
Right, there we go, that might be a bit better now. I have messed with the audio a bit. If you're watching still, Fal, just let us know how it is.
It seems that there's a collision between the Aries Umbra and Pro Alpha.
Yeah, definitely. It looks it's going to be a good race up at the front. Obviously, at the start of the race, they are all going to be together, so they will be slipstreaming and pushing each other around. So we'll have to keep a close eye on the battles at the front. This being only a half an hour race, plenty can happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just all about getting that speed up. You know, trying to stay ahead of the pack. You know, just make sure you don't make any errors, don't connect with any of the yellow curbs, and you know, just put in some decent times.
2 minutes to go now, ladies and gentlemen. We currently have Pro Alpha on pole. 1/10 back is Sebastian. Will he be able to improve that time? He's currently set. Everyone in the top 10 still out on track. Only Gypsy George and Smokey Devil in the pits at the moment, so everyone's still pushing. In third at the moment we have the son of Pro Alpha, Pro Fubby, only 7/10 off the pace, so he's definitely going to be looking to beat his father. In fourth, Eris Umbra at the moment. We did see that brilliant battle he had. Oh, and it changes at the front. Deck Paint. Oh, I wonder what had gone on the timing sheet there. Deck Paint moves up to fourth now then. Yeah, I was saying about Eris Umbra, that brilliant battle he had in the Clios at Alton Park earlier on this week. If you didn't catch that, make sure to have a look on the channel. It all happened in the last corner where Deck Paint came around the outside of Eris Umbra to take the win by 2/10 of a second.
Oh, Bowie all come from dead last up to now.
There we go. Pro Alpha looks content with his lap time at the moment as he goes back in the pits. Sebas still out there, and the other boys. Only Eris Umbra still in the pits, up at the in the top 10. So obviously those boys content with the laps. Thing is, with this sort of race, obviously qualifying isn't really a big factor, especially with these long straights. You can slipstream and easily overtake people. So personally, I wouldn't want to be starting on pole. I don't think you'd be able to get away very easily without people behind you getting mistakes. What do you think about this, Ema? Where would you want to be starting tonight?
Well, personally for me, you know, with it being a sloped start, it's going to be, you know, if you put the foot straight down, you will more than likely just, you know, if you're on the inside, you're going to be sliding to the right.
Oh, it is so it's a rolling start, mate.
Right, well, either way, I would probably still want to start more towards the middle.
Yeah.
That way that, you know, I'm not, you know, the one to catch.
Yeah.
Therefore, putting more pressure on, and you end up making more mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be getting caught, especially towards the end of the race. You lead the whole race, then get caught up due to slipstreaming. That wouldn't be good. But as everyone comes across the line now to end their qualifying sessions, we just saw Bowie there, so it looks like Bowie's not improved his lap, and now up to, well, he's dropped down to from 7th to 8th now. James just beats his lap time, moves up to 7th. So still out there we have Sebas, Pro Fubby, Kurt still on a lap.
And we have James and Kurt, Yukumo, and
Hov.
Yeah.
I couldn't pronounce it either last week, mate. I just said Hov. Looks like he's given up with that lap then, so I don't think we have anyone left out on a lap. There we are, Yomko's the last one it looks like. Currently sitting 11th, he comes across the line. Very unfortunate he doesn't improve that lap as he goes back into the pits.
Just missing out on 10th position by 0.2 seconds.
Is Kurt still on the lap? Let's just check that out. Yeah, he's coming round towards the last corner now. Oh, it looks like he's going in the pits. There we go, Kurt's content to be starting in 6th position. A very good qualifier there for Kurt.
Very good.
Alright, so let's see. Let's read out these qualifying. I'll let you read out these qualifying results then, Emo guy. I'll go ahead.
For pole position we have Pro Alpha. 2nd, Sebas. 3rd, Pro Fubby. 4th we have Deck Paint. 5th, Aries Umbra. 6th, Kurt. 7th, James. 8th, Bowie. 9th, iMango. 10th, Evan. Don't let me move down.
Do you want me to do the rest, mate?
Yeah, it's not letting me move down.
In 11th we have Yomko. 12th, Hov. 13th we have Meztec. 14th, Gypsy George. 15th, Smoky Devil, and that rounds up the grid for this evening, so it looks like a jam-packed grid. If we look back at the top though, only 1/10 between the two top drivers, so it's going to be very close off the start line.
Oh yes.
Even
especially
that
for
mid.
Pro Alpha, he was putting in some really consistent times last night when I was on with him.
Yeah, definitely. That pack just behind the podium as well. We've got 4 drivers within a second, so it's definitely going to be a good race. Make sure to stick around now for this race. Half an hour the race is going to be for these boys, as we just see there lining up on the grid, ready for that rolling start. Pro Alpha on pole. We'll have to see what happens in the first corner. And if you are just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, if you do like what you're about to see, please feel free to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We shall have the Tier 1 race coming up in about half an hour's time, and hopefully next season we do see you on the grid. If you'd like to do so, please go to the Facebook page where you will find a link to our Discord server where you can sign up for our Season 2 of racing.
So Badger, who's going to be your favourite to win tonight?
See, I don't really know. Obviously, the father and son have got the pace. They might have a tactic as well to try and stay in front of Sebas and keep him behind. But obviously, Sebas has shown that consistency throughout the season. We've got the rolling start on the way, ladies and gentlemen. The lights shall go out very shortly as they roll towards the line. And there we go, the lights are about to go out. We are on the way here at Daytona Road Course, ladies and gentlemen. Our season final in the GT5 Tier 2 here at Motive Racing. It's Pro Fubby leading our way into turn 1. He pushes Seb wide. His son comes on the inside just to sit behind him. Deck Paint moves up to 3rd position then. Everyone makes it clean through that first corner. Very good to see this long line of cars coming round that long U-turn, as Andy would call it. Looks like in the background a fair few battles going on, but we're still here with Pro Fubby at the front. Pro Alpha, sorry.
Oh.
Looks like one car's one wide.
Who is it? Oh, it's
Hov.
Oh.
At the bottom it says timings, press that as well and then we can keep an eye on where the splits are made.
Oh yeah.
There we go, right, so we can see Pro Alpha's still in the lead with his son just behind. These gaps already coming out. And it looks like the father and son are looking to get away from the start line. Obviously we don't have a mandatory pit stop in this one, it's just the first across the line takes the win. And at the moment Deck Paint, our seasonal contender, is in front of our championship leader. So we'll have to keep an eye on the point system. Oh, very unfortunate there. Deck Paint, although it wasn't Deck Paint, Pro Alpha spins. That was our race leader, very unfortunate there. Cold tyres that'll be, cold tyres at the start of the race. Very unfortunate, but like I say, this is a half an hour race, so he has got time to catch back up and get involved at the front.
I think he just took that corner a bit too fast and just clipped the grass on the middle area.
So as we start our second lap now, we're 3 wide across the line in the background, battling for 5th position. Wow. We're only on lap 2, ladies and gentlemen. Kurt just hits that inside grass on the brakes. Very unfortunate there. He stays still though. Very safe driving. And it results to the pit lane. I mean, it's a safe way to get out of there. Still battles going on in the background though. There we go, we've got a train of cars now coming through the road part of the circuit. We're 2 wide. Ladies and gentlemen, we already have battles going on here in the second lap of our race here at Daytona Road Course. Bear in mind this is our Tier 2, so hopefully our Tier 1 race very shortly after this will be even better with a full pack of grids, full pack of drivers again. It's very unfortunate to see a couple of drivers already have got penalties, Evan and Iron Mango. So obviously towards the end of the race they'll be looked into and see whether that'll change positions up. And it looks like someone's gone off in the background. That looks like it's James. Very unfortunate. It looks like he was either on the brakes on the grass or the curb spat him out. Looked like someone else had spat out there as well on the chicane. I don't know who it was, but very unfortunate to see. It was Bowie.
Yeah.
Bowie spat out. Bowie's down to 12, so that's going to take him out of the season contentions at the moment. Obviously he was only 4 points behind Eris Umbra. Eris Umbra up in 6th position, so Bowie's got a lot of work to do now down from the back. Obviously he's got no one around him at the moment to be able to slipstream and work with, so he's going to have to pray that the other boys in front of him make some mistakes.
As long as he hugs those corners, you know, with precision, you know, the right amount of speed, he will catch up eventually.
Yeah, we're just about to come under the 25-minute marker to go now. We're joined on board with your race leader. Sebas only half a second back now. There we go, this is the battle for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. We are on lap 3 if you're just joining us here at Motive Racing. This is our seasonal. This is our last race of the season for the GT5s. We are at Daytona Road Course. If you do like what you see and would like to race next season, please feel free to go to our Facebook page where there is a link to our Discord server where you can sign up. Along with these we do have GTEs, Clios, LMP2s and GT3s. What are you going to be racing next season, Emo guy?
Well, I'm going to really be looking forward to the GT3s.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that have signed up for that at the moment. We do have the time trials which have started. A lot of drivers have been posting those up today. Very close at the moment.
A lot of fast times. I believe there's a 0.1 second gap between first and second right now.
Yeah, definitely. There's gonna be a lot more coming up in the coming days. Obviously, people have been, I'm guessing, keeping their eye on what they need to work towards to get into Tier 1. So, yeah, if you do want to join in our GT3 league starting in a couple of weeks, we are doing time trials at the moment, hosted at Brands Hatch. If you'd like more information, join our Discord server, as I say. We're just watching now as Sebas is slipstreaming Profubby. I'm guessing at the moment Sebas is just going to be happy to sit there behind Profubby. Obviously Profubby not a seasonal contender, very safe driver though, but Sebas obviously doesn't want to be battling. He will lose time if he starts battling. And
but it's very clean driving from both of them, very professional.
Yeah, it's what we like to see here at Votive Racing.
Very clean driving from both.
Does look like though we have got a battle going on for third position though, if we could look at that email. Deck paint and Iron Mango. Deck paint with that blue, yellow, white and black. Oh, being chased down all over the back by Iron Mango. If these pairs start battling, it could bring Eris Umbra into the contentions for a podium spot. We've got to bear in mind though, Eris Umbra is another season contender. So there's a lot to figure out at the end of this race.
Oh yeah. Right now, at this point of the race, it's just a waiting game. Wait to see if the person you're chasing is going to mess up in some form or some way or other.
Yeah, definitely. If I was in Eris Umbra's boots right now, I'd be happy just to sit behind these boys and wait it out till the last 5 minutes, just like any race really. You don't want to be battling this early on, especially with a long track like this where slipstreaming is a big factor, and you can lose a lot of time if you come off that race line and start messing around. We do see them go too wide though. It does look like Mango does want to get past Deck Paint. Obviously he might be thinking he has more pace and does want to catch up to those two boys in front. 8 seconds in front though they are at the moment. Too wide it looks like as we come around the last corner now. Mango still next to Deck Paint. Both of them showing respect to each other, giving each other space. Coming across the line, still too wide. Deck Paint's going to have that inside line though there, into the first corner. There we go. Mango stops chasing now. Very respectful driving from both of them.
This is this point in the race, you've got to remember the battle that this is going to slow you down.
Yeah, like I said, I'd be very happy at the moment if I was Arizona watching these pair battling as he is. As we can see there in the back of the picture, catching up now, only a second or so behind. So yeah, at the moment, as I said earlier, we do have Deck Paint on 76 points, just behind. 1 point behind is Eris Umbra, so obviously these pair are going to be looking to battle in it. It does look like maybe Mango has span. Looking at the timing sheets, he has dropped down to 7th. So at the moment we do have Profubby in the lead, Deck Paint in 2nd, Eris Umbra in 3rd, and like I said, Deck Paint is currently 2nd in the championship leaderboard, with Eris Umbra 3rd in the race, which is quite ironic as the championship standings like that. But there's only 1 point in it at the moment, and it looks like there's less than 1 second in this battle that looks like is going to happen throughout the race. But where is Stefano? Down in 6th at the moment, up to 5th now, so it looks like he's just got past someone. And I'll have to try and work out those points as we go through the race, as to whether these pair will have enough to get in front of him.
At this point in the race, it could be anybody's race.
Oh yeah, definitely. One mess up from these pair at the front. These little cars, they're so light. A little tap is like coming up from 100 mile an hour behind. So you've got to respect each other, especially on a track with such high speeds.
Very good racing from Profubby here, when he's 10 seconds ahead of 2nd place.
Yeah, it's good to see. I think he's only done 1 or 2 races at the moment in this season, but I did have a chat with him last night and he's signed up for season 2, so he's definitely going to be contender for next season.
Oh yes, definitely.
Well,
I'll be keeping my eyes on him.
At the moment, he is in that top 6 from last week's standings, not involving this week's standings, so he will definitely move up at the moment if the standings do stay they are, and he shall move up to tier 1, so it'll be good to see him up in there. As I've seen, he is a safe driver and obviously very fast, currently leading this race 9.5 seconds in front of Eris Umbra, who looks to have attacked Deck Paint to his horse. Well, no, they're battling. They are battling. Deck Paint's back up to second now, but Deck Paint does have a penalty, ladies and gentlemen. If you look on the standings on the left, the red marker over the positions is a penalty. I don't quite know what that is. If you could click timings at the bottom email guy, that will pull up the penalties, and we can have a look at the best laps as well. There we go. Deck Paint does have a 1 second penalty. At the moment, Pro Fubby's bringing out 2:03-minute lap times. That's brilliant to see.
Fantastic laps.
Eris Umbra looks to be lapping faster than Deck Paint though, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
In my opinion, those lap times are definitely tier 1 material.
Definitely, that's why we've got this rule in here at Motive Racing that the top 6 do get promoted, and unfortunately the bottom 6 in tier 1 will get demoted into this league, but it's still going to be a fierce battle next season between the two leagues as to who's going to go up and who's going to go down. We're still watching this battle at the front. A lot of potential in people.
Oh, a big battle going on here. Very close.
Yeah, we're all over the back of Deck Paint at the moment, showing his prominence as we're about to come across the line. Very close. Eris Umbra trying to get up the inside, maybe into the first corner, trying to get away on the road course. As he pulls to one side, he brakes early. Very safe driving there again from these pair. For those watching at home, please feel free to comment who you think is going to win this season. Obviously, Sebas Stefano is currently our seasonal currently winning the season, although he is down in 5th position. You're watching the battle for 2nd position in the championship at the moment. Deck Paint does have that 1 second penalty, so if we end the race now, Eris Umbra would finish 2nd in this race and would take 2nd in the championship. That's how close it's been in this championship. Absolutely brilliant racing from all drivers throughout the season. You can't call it at the moment. We're nearly halfway through the race here at Daytona Road Course. Who do you think is going to finish 2nd or even win the championship then, Emo guy?
Well, I feel like Sebas, either way, I feel like he is going to win this regardless of what position he's going to be in.
Yeah,
because he has got a solid lead right now with 102 points in 1st place and Deck Paint in 2nd having 76. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference where he finishes, as long as it's not too far down. But in terms of the race right now, as long as Fubby does not mess up too severely, he will take pole in this race right now.
Yeah, definitely. He's got that 12-second gap. As we've seen throughout the season, though, Deck Paint does have a few spins and isn't the most consistent driver, although he is fast. Eris Umbra, well, we did see as well, they're in the Clios, both of the pair spinning out and managing to get back going, so at the moment I don't know who's going to come 2nd in the championship. Barry looks to have still not caught up to these boys. It does look like he's having a battle though with James down in 7th. There we go, 3 boys. We're 2 wide coming across the line, just behind James. Those 2 yellow cars battling it out to try and catch James. Into turn 1 now. Very unfortunate slide on the brakes there. James manages to keep going though, it's alright. So it looks like James is still down there in 7th position, Barry in 8th, Mango's lost lots of positions there.
Very good driving there from James to keep that on the track and keep it going and keep his position. Oh, is that Bowie's going for the overtake?
Yeah, he's on the inside of James now as we come. I don't know where we're on the
Oh,
track. We're
Bowie's
watching
got it.
helicopter now, but he does look like he's got it done. There we are, we're on the oval now. It might work. He is pulling away slightly. James might still be able to get in the slip of Bowie and get past him before the chicane or even after him.
The drivers have to be wary about that yellow line. If you get under that, you are losing a lot of momentum.
We're all going to be too wide now into the chicane. Who's going to brake latest? There we go. James gets back into the lead of this little battle that's going on for 7th position. Does look like still at the front. There's still this. It looks like a 3-car battle at the front now, though. Emu guy. I don't know what's happened there. Aris Umbra leading the way. Deck Paint in 3rd. Pro Alpha just behind Deck Paint, all over the back of him, as they go into turn 1 on lap 9.
Very phenomenal driving from Alpha, from coming back from where it happened and come back all the way up to 4th.
Yeah, if you weren't here, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 1, Pro Alpha was leading the race. Fortunately, due to cold tyres, he did spin out in the chicane, but he's managed to get his way back up to 4th position at the moment. It's brilliant to see he's battling with these boys who are seasonal contenders. At the moment, Eris Umbra will come away with 2nd position in the championship if he does keep this up.
Looks like there might be a small battle going on here. Oh, 3-man battle right here.
Yeah, this looks like it's a battle for 9th position. These 3 drivers very close to each other. Just run a little bit wide there.
Oh, that was
I don't know what happened there.
that was a 3-man smash.
They all managed to get on the way though. It's good to see. All drivers are still racing. Enjoying back up at the front with this 3-car battle, smashing it out, trying to get as many championships as points as they can. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last race of the season for our GT5 championship here at Motive Racing. You're joined for the Tier 2 race. After this we do have the Tier 1 race. You're currently joined on board with Pro Alpha, one of the new drivers. Just behind we do have Eris Umbra, at the moment is 3rd in the championship. And just behind Deck Paint, just coming around the outside now into the last corner, if you class it as a corner, but across the line to start lap 10. The 2 you can see in the back of the picture are battling it out for 2nd position in the championship as Deck Paint just comes around. And underneath Pro Alpha, that was a brilliant overtake there from Deck Paint. Ooh, and he just taps in, very unfortunate there, but these cars are very light, as we say.
Let's see if we can try and see what the penalties are like so far. Oh, Deck Paint's got a penalty now. No, he's always had a penalty.
Yeah, a 1 second penalty. Evan unfortunately has a 6 second penalty. Further down the field, a lot more penalties coming in, but we're mostly trying to look at this battle for 2nd in the championship. Looks like Deck Paint's improved that lap time of his. He's up to a 2:04 now, so obviously that slipstream is helping him.
Well, it looks like we have Seb trying to catch up at the back.
Oh, and a touch of wheels there, very unfortunate. I don't know who got taken out there, but
that was Pro Alpha.
Pro Alpha, very unfortunate there.
Well, with the amount of skill that Alpha has and that he has put on tonight, there's no doubt in my mind that he won't be able to catch up.
Yeah, 9.5 minutes to go in this race here at Daytona Road Course. As I say, we do have the Tier 1 race coming up after this, ladies and gentlemen. Please like and subscribe, and you will get a notification when the Tier 1 race does go live.
And here we have Flubby 14 seconds ahead of the curve.
Yeah, phenomenal driving from him tonight. Obviously we haven't watched him much because he's been out there on his own. Very consistent driving. As you can see, no damages on his car as he starts lap 11 of this race now. We're just about to clock on the 9 minutes to go. Brilliant driving, very consistent driver. You'll definitely be showing the boys how it's done in Tier 1 next season.
Definitely a driver of the night for me, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. As things go at the moment, I would say driver of the night, although if Pro Alpha does manage to catch up to these two in front of him, it could change my decision a little bit, as it looks like he is pushing now to catch back up. Just at the back of your picture there as well, that yellow car is Seb Stefano, our championship leader. Unfortunately not had the best night. It looks like he might have spun out earlier on, but at the moment he still will win the championship. He's that far in front in points. Phenomenal drive for him this season. He's going to move up to Tier 1 obviously, along with 5 other drivers from Tier 2.
Yeah.
It will be good to see a mix up in tiers, obviously. The boys in Tier 1 do all know each other now, and to bring a lot more fast boys into Tier 1. Yeah. I hope they're scared and they won't be ready for what's about to hit them, because these boys are showing the pace. Obviously Pro Fubby last lap did a 2:04, so he's not slacking on pace. 18 seconds out in front now. There we are on board with Pro Alpha, the father of our race leader, trying to slipstream these boys in front to catch back up. Into the chicane once more. Lap 11 we're on, ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes to go.
Okay, could definitely try to close that gap between himself and deck paint. Going on the outside for it now. Very nice, very clean overtake there.
Yeah, brilliant driving from these pair tonight.
Oh, small touch at the back.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Obviously we have changed the time of this race to night time, but it also means that your brakes will be colder the less you use them. So obviously around the oval course you're not using your brakes, and going into turn 1 when you slam your brakes on, sometimes you will not stop as fast as you need to. So that's why we're seeing in turn 1 a few drivers running wide. Looking now at this battle for second, third, fourth and fifth position, as it looks like deck paint's moving sides around the track. There might be 3 wide on the straight. These 4 cars battle it out. 5 minutes to go now, ladies and gentlemen. Please comment who you think is going to be on the podium. Obviously Pro Fubby is 20 seconds in front now. We don't want to give the commentators curse, but it does look like he has got this one wrapped up, and we're just going to focus on this 4-car battle just behind. And especially with the championship points, we are looking at deck paint, and there's Umber, who looks like he's dropped down to 5th now, just at the back of this battle. So he must be happy to just sit there and let these lot battle. And it looks like deck paint's missed the chicane. Very unfortunate there. Maybe the car snapped. We should give these positions up to the boys due to his downfall. I don't know if he's going to though. It doesn't look like it. There we go, he pulls to one side. Very kind of him there. Safe driving. And pulls off the track.
And that's why it's very, very important that you get your balance of fuel, your PSI, everything just the way that you get. Even the one thing out of dot, it can mess you up completely with certain corners.
Yeah, there we go. Deck paint very good driving there to let the boys pass due to his fault. Something we do expect from drivers here. If he wasn't to do so, that would be a 5-point loss in the championship. So even just that little mistake there he made, if he hadn't give the positions up, would have changed the points in the championship. As we see now, we are on board with deck paint. The driver in front of him is the one he wants to get past. As it is, Eris Umbra, our 4th position driver, will take 2nd in the championship. There we go, we join on board with Profubby in that yellow car, just going past the drone camera onto the oval. Our race leader at the moment, 17 seconds in front. He's had a phenomenal night.
An overlap on our 13th place driver, Smoky Devil.
Brilliant drive from Profubby tonight. I don't know much about him, but I'm sure season 2 he will be. We'll know a lot more about him up at the front of races.
Yeah.
So, as we look at it now, we've got a father-son 1-2 once again, with that 4-car battle still going on for 2nd position, and it looks like Pro Alpha's just pulling away, just a slight bit, about half a second in front of these boys. It looks like, is that Eris Umbra looks to cut the chicane a little bit, and Deck Paint ran wide there, so these boys both making mistakes, trying to push as hard as they can as we go under the 3-minute marker of this last race of the season for the GT5s. This is going to be the first across the line, will take 2nd position in the championship, so these boys are going to leave it all on the track. Obviously we did see the Clios earlier on in the week, these pair battling it out onto the last lap, and Deck Paint came around the outside at Alton Park on the last corner to take the victory by only a couple of attempts. So these boys do know how each other drive, and are very cautious of not crashing into each other, which is very good to see. We see Sebas and Pro Alpha going side by side there into the first corner, very safe driving. Sebas using as much track as he can to give space to Pro Alpha. Obviously Sebas is just out here tonight to show off that he has won the championship. He doesn't need points, he's already got it wrapped up. It's just all about that battle being on behind.
He has been a very consistent driver this season, from what I saw. It does just, he's done really well to get this kind of lead on the leaderboard. It has.
Yeah,
next
definitely.
On, no matter where he's going to finish, he's going to end up finishing first. It's all about that battle for 2nd place at this point.
Yeah, we will try and get a interview with the top 3 boys of the championship after this, and ask them what their thoughts were of the championship. So if you do have any questions for those top 3, feel free to leave a comment, and we will ask after the race is finished. At the moment we don't know who is going to sit 2nd or 3rd in the championship. Only just over a minute ago now you joined on board with Sebas, our championship leader, and should be winning.
The final lap. Once we go on to the next lap,
one lap remaining.
It all comes down to that.
Yeah, Deck Paint currently leading the charge, but as we say, he does have that 1 second penalty, so he is going to have to pull away from Eris Umbra on the last lap. Profubby still out in front, no mistakes this evening, a brilliant show, 20 seconds in the lead. We're looking at our 2nd position championship driver at the moment, just behind him, 3rd position driver. This is incredible to see him less than 1/10 behind Eris Umbra now, as they're about to start their last lap of the season here at Motive Racing. It will all come down to whether Deck Paint can pull away by at least 1 second from Eris Umbra. This is absolutely brilliant racing from these pair throughout the season, and especially tonight. What do you think then? Who's going to take the win then, Emo guy?
Well, in this race, obviously, Fabi, he's got it down. He's been very, very consistent this entire race. He's been doing fantastically to keep that gap and making it bigger and bigger. And then we've got Alpha. He's what, how many, 3 mistakes now so far? He still came back and got 2nd.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at that battle for the second place driver in the championship. Let's try and keep an eye on that. That is what we need to know in this evening's race, as we see Umbra leading the charge now as they're about to go onto the oval for the last time this evening, last time in the championship, as these pair will be moving up to tier 1. It's just what place they shall be finishing in the championship. Umbra leading the charge. Let's have a look at that on the cameras, Emo guy. There we go, there he is in that black and red car just behind is deck paint. He's lost quite a bit of time though on the road course, so it does look like Eris Umbra is going to get second in the championship. Obviously deck paint does have that penalty over his head as well, so that's very unfortunate. And very shortly we shall see our leader Profubby come across the line and take the victory. A brilliant showing of racing this evening.
He's got a 2-second penalty now.
Yeah, so it looks like Eris Umbra is going to take second position. Let's jump back on the cameras and see Profubby come across the line. There we go, across the line he goes. Brilliant race this evening for Profubby. Obviously he's going to move up to a tier 1 next season. There we go, the battle's still going on, but it does look like Eris Umbra is going to take second in the championship, as it looks like Deck Paint's going to slipstream. He's going to pull out to the inside now, and then it looks like they're going to cross the line side by side. Oh no, a very unfortunate touch there as they come across the line. But it does look like Eris Umbra made it across the line in one piece. Our second placed driver.
I think their engines might be dead.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our driver's just coming across the line to finish the race. Eris Umbra, our second position driver.
Oh!
And what's going on there is that?
Between Bowie and Wolves.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's try and get our top 3 drivers for this season in the commentary box. And have a chat to them, what their thoughts are for next season. Like I say, if you don't want to ask any questions, feel free and leave them in the comments, and we will ask our drivers. So there we go, our top 3 this season. I've been invited into the commentary box. Let's see if they are going to join. A brilliant race here in Tier 2. Obviously we do have the Tier 1 race coming up very shortly. Please stick around and we will get that started and underway after we've had an interview with these top 3 boys.
Absolutely fantastic driving. I cannot fault any of them for what they've done tonight.
So a brilliant battle there at the end of the race, mate. Obviously you have taken second position in the championship. I don't know if you knew, but it was a 1-point battle and you've managed to get second position. Yeah, brilliant battle at the end. We did see a touch side by side, very unfortunate for Deck Paint, but obviously we have seen you two battling throughout the season, and we wish you the best of luck in Tier 1, which you're going to be in next season. Are you going to be racing these again then? Yeah, we're glad to hear, mate. What have you signed up for next season then? Have you signed up for the new championships? Yeah, definitely, mate.
Yeah, that may be coming soon.
Well, we're glad to have you here, mate. Brilliant racing tonight, and good luck in season 2. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. An interview with our second positioned in the championship driver, Eris Umbra, who had a brilliant race tonight, battling it out with Deck Paint, who was also battling 1 point between those pair going into this race this evening. So very close. You can read out the results if you want to again, Emo.
Well, we had Profubby with a fantastic lead of 18.8 seconds above second place. Then we have Pro Alpha in second, Sebas in third, Eris Umbra in fourth, Evan in fifth, Kurt sixth, seventh is James, Yokomo in eighth, Bowie in ninth, and Povno in 10th. Then we have 11th is Gypsy George, and 12th is Smoky Devil.
Yeah, brilliant race from all this evening. Obviously, please stick around for our Tier 1 race. If you did like what you see and would like to take part next season, Feel free to like our Facebook page. There is a link to our Discord server. I've been Honey Badger. You've been Ewu Guy. What would you like to say last, mate? Any last words?
Just